Yo, 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 your boy's back with something heavy on my heart today. And before we dive deep, I gotta give a major shout out to my subscriber, DJ Repo, in the comments. This cat dropped some knowledge that reminded me of something crucial. Kendrick was actually in Argentina when Nipsey passed away back in 2019. That comment sparked this whole breakdown, and that's exactly why I need y'all engaging in these comments, family. See, this is what I'm talking about when I say the community makes this channel what it is. Y'all dropping gems in the comments that help me create better content. Y'all sharing knowledge that adds layers to these stories. DJ Repo just proved that when y'all engage, when y'all share what you know, we all get smarter together. So keep those comments coming, keep sharing your insights, keep helping your boy out by engaging with this content. Every comment, every like, every piece of knowledge y'all drop helps me bring y'all the realest breakdowns in hip-hop culture. Now, what DJ Repo reminded us about got me thinking about something that wasn't just a performance in Argentina. It was a prayer. What Kendrick did on that stage wasn't just music, it was mourning. It wasn't just entertainment. It was pure emotion flowing from a man's soul who had to process one of the most painful moments of his life in that exact same country. What happened on that stage in Buenos Aires wasn't your typical concert moment. This was Kendrick giving his heart and his spirit to honor a fallen king, Nipsey Hussle. And if you understand what real artistry looks like, what authentic vulnerability sounds like, then you know what we witnessed was something sacred. Today I'm breaking down why Kendrick's tribute to Nipsey in Argentina hit different than anything we've seen in hip-hop in years. This wasn't about clout. This wasn't about headlines. This was about a man channeling his grief into art and showing us what it means to truly honor a legend. And it all started because DJ Repo reminded us of that crucial detail that makes this story even more powerful. Let me set the scene for y'all because the context matters. And thanks to DJ Repo, we got the full picture. Kendrick's been on this 2025 tour hitting stages across the globe, but Argentina was special. See, Kendrick was actually in Argentina back in 2019 when Nipsey got murdered.
When Kendrick got to that part of the show, the whole energy shifted. You could feel the weight in the air. He didn't just say Nipsey's name and keep it moving. He paused. He let the silence breathe. He looked out at that crowd of 50,000 people, and you could see the emotion building in his eyes. This man was about to give us his soul. When he finally spoke, his voice was different. It wasn't the confident, commanding Kendrick we used to. This was vulnerable Kendrick. This was a man still processing loss. He talked about what Nipsey meant to the culture, what he meant to LA, what he meant to him personally. The crowd didn't just applaud. They felt that energy. They understood they were witnessing something sacred. You had people in that audience who probably never heard of Nipsey Hussle, but they could feel the love and respect flowing from Kendrick's heart. That's what real artistry does. It transcends language. It transcends culture. It speaks directly to the soul, and everybody in that building felt what Kendrick was feeling. But it wasn't just the words that hit different. It was how Kendrick's whole performance shifted during that tribute section. His voice got softer, but somehow more powerful. His movements became more deliberate. Every gesture had meaning. When he performed certain songs after that tribute, you could hear the emotion in his delivery. Lines that might have sounded one way before now carried the weight of loss. Bars about struggle and perseverance now felt like they were dedicated to Nipsey's memory. This wasn't a performance anymore. This was a spiritual offering. This was Kendrick using his platform to channel something bigger than himself. He became a vessel for the culture's grief, for the community's pain, for the collective love we all had for Nipsey. You could see it in his face. You could hear it in his voice. This man was giving everything he had, not for the applause, not for the reviews, but because he felt called to honor his fallen brother in the most authentic way he knew how. And that's what separates real artists from entertainers. Entertainers perform for reaction. Real artists perform for release. They perform because they got something inside them that needs to come out, regardless of how the audience responds. This brings me to something deeper about Kendrick's artistic philosophy. This man understands that when you step on that stage, you're not just there to entertain people. You're there to share your
Struggle and perseverance now felt like they were dedicated to Nipsey's memory. This wasn't a performance anymore. This was a spiritual offering. This was Kendrick using his platform to channel something bigger than himself. He became a vessel for the culture's grief, for the community's pain, for the collective love we all had for Nipsey. You could see it in his face. You could hear it in his voice. This man was giving everything he had, not for the applause, not for the reviews, but because he felt called to honor his fallen brother in the most authentic way he knew how. And that's what separates real artists from entertainers. Entertainers perform for reaction. Real artists perform for release. They perform because they got something inside them that needs to come out, regardless of how the audience responds. This brings me to something deeper about Kendrick's artistic philosophy. This man understands that when you step on that stage, you're not just there to entertain people. You're there to share your humanity. You're there to connect souls. Kendrick gives his heart every time he performs, but what happened in Argentina was next level. This was him showing us what it looks like when an artist completely surrenders to the moment, when they let their vulnerability become their strength. Compare that to these other cats who get on stage just to flex, just to show off their chains, their cars, their fake lifestyle. Kendrick gets on stage to show his scars, his growth, his truth. That's the difference between performing for spectacle and performing for purpose. Nipsey understood that same philosophy. The marathon wasn't just about making music, it was about building community. It was about creating something that would last beyond the individual. And Kendrick carrying that torch forward is beautiful to witness. When Kendrick honored Nipsey in Argentina, he wasn't just paying tribute to a fallen rapper. He was honoring everything Nipsey represented: the authenticity, the community focus, the spiritual depth, the commitment to something bigger than self. Now let me get spiritual with y'all for a minute, because what Kendrick did in Argentina reminded me of something biblical. In the scriptures, mourning is considered sacred. When someone passes, the community comes together to honor their memory, to celebrate their life, to process their grief collectively. Kendrick became a modern-day prophet on that stage. He took the community's pain and transformed it into something healing. He used his voice not just to entertain, but to help people process what they were feeling. Think about the Psalms in the Bible. David would pour out his heart in song, expressing his deepest fears, his greatest joys, his most profound losses. That's what Kendrick did in Argentina. He gave us a modern-day psalm dedicated to Nipsey's memory. The crowd became the congregation. Kendrick became the vessel. And for those moments, that concert became a place of worship, a place of healing, a place where grief could be transformed into something beautiful. That's what happens when an artist truly understands their calling. They don't just perform, they minister. They don't just entertain, they heal. They become conduits for something greater than themselves. And that's exactly what the culture needed. We've been carrying the weight of losing Nipsey for years now. We needed someone with Kendrick's platform, with his authenticity, with his heart, to help us process that loss in a meaningful way. So as we wrap this up, I want y'all to really think about what we witnessed in Argentina. This wasn't just another concert moment. This was a masterclass in what it means to be a true artist. This was Kendrick showing us that when you have a platform, you have a responsibility. The question I want to leave y'all with is this: when an artist gives their soul like Kendrick did, do we truly listen? Do we recognize the gift we're receiving? Do we understand that we're witnessing something sacred? Because in a world full of fake performances and manufactured moments, what Kendrick gave us in Argentina was real. It was raw. It was authentic. It was everything that hip-hop is supposed to be. Nipsey's legacy lives on through moments like this, through artists like Kendrick who understand that the culture is bigger than individual success, through people who use their gifts to heal, to honor, to elevate. So the next time you see Kendrick perform, remember Argentina. Rest in power, Nipsey Hussle. Your marathon continues through artists like Kendrick who understand what it means to give their soul for the culture. If this moved you like it moved me, subscribe to join our community that celebrates authentic artistry, and let me know in the comments how Kendrick's tribute made you feel. And shout out again to DJ Repo for sparking this conversation. Keep dropping that knowledge in the comments, family. We need more moments like this in hip-hop. More authenticity, more heart. Your boy out. Keep supporting artists who give their souls, not just their skills. Peace.